No, let's get off this,
All of that,
let's
man.
get off I want to call my political correspondent.
That's why I don't share, bruv. You get me?
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
He said oversharing, killing my people.
Hearing my voice in this for another couple of years, bro.
Let me call our political correspondent so we can switch the conversation a little bit. Let me see if he's available.
Damn.
What this nigga on? Let me. I'll have to WhatsApp call him still. Lord, send a revival.
I was just about to sing that. Lord, send a revival. Haich needs you right now.
Innit? Holy water, everything. Fucking hell, bro.
Yo, sir.
Yo, big screw up.
What's going on? You good?
Yes, my brother. You are live on Off the Cuff podcast. Please feel free to swear.
I'll try not to say anything incriminating, however.
I'm here with Haich. You've met Haich before.
In the building.
Alex Basz, aka Mr. Reload, is here as well.
Yo.
I hope you can hear everyone nice and clear. Yeah.
Yes.
Vans ain't here though, he's on annual leave. But I was saying we wanted to switch our conversation. You're a resident political correspondent. Why I wanted to speak to you today is obviously a lot's been happening in Uganda in regards to the election, politics. And I respect your opinion, so I wanted to kind of get your thoughts, feelings, and kind of have a conversation in regards to what's happening out there, and just to shed a bit more light for our listeners. I don't know if many of our listeners are from that part of the world, but I think it's still worthwhile having that conversation. So please fire away, and I'll interject at any points, and we can have a little chit chat.
Okay, yes, it's a very interesting one. It's a difficult one to report on. Shout out to Haich. I swear you're Ugandan as well.
I am still. You know what it is, yeah? But I'm not gonna lie.
Chime in.
I'm gonna let you take the lead, and if I hear a point, then I'll pick you back off that. I've learned that lingo from these man. But yeah. Okay.
It's a weird one, and it's hard to get the full truth of the matter because so essentially Uganda had an election a couple of days ago, right? Which was a massive thing. Musevani's been in power for something like 30 years.
Yeah, that nigga old, bro.
30 years, yeah.
Yes, he's very old. He got rid of the last tyrant, and he was all talking about, I want to end corruption, but then he became a tyrant, which is obviously a terrible thing. So there was an election recently, and obviously because of the power of social media and what's been going on across the world, essentially with more civil rights, more justice being fought for, they thought, okay, cool, this is the time where Uganda can get rid of its current tyrannical leader and implement a new leader. Now, Bobbi Wine is the front runner. He's an interesting guy. He is, when I was growing up here, my cousins used to put me onto his music. He was like a Ugandan artist. Like, he's sick. He's very sick. He makes like dancehall influenced music, but then he does like Ugandan tunes as well. Very wavy. I highly recommend him. And he's a Kamocha boy, yeah? So Kamocha's like, it's like slums adjacent. So Kampala is the capital of Uganda, yeah? Kamocha is like the inner city area next to it, / in it, but it's like half of it is slums, yeah? Now my grandma actually lives in Kamocha, and like my mum's from there, and like various family members. When I go there, that's where I go in it, that's where I be, and that's where he reps. So it's like, he's an inner city kid. Imagine someone off ends, yeah? Essentially, imagine like a Stormzy coming out of ends and being like, cool, and now I'm going to run for mayor. But it's obviously bigger than mayor. He's going for prime minister, essentially. And a lot of people rate him not just because of what he's done musically, but he's always had an air of, I want to do better for the people, I want better for the people, etc., etc. And because he's been pushing ending corruption in Uganda so hard, he's actually had political forces, including Musevani, worried, like literally shook. It goes so deep that people that he beefed with in music, like Butcher Man,
Butcher Man,
he's a leng guy. Listen, Butcher Man is like, he spits in a ragga flow, but in Uganda he's hard, bro. He's hard, but he links up with the current president Musevani and became his political envoy. But really and truly, it was just a beef thing. Like, imagine your ops are making friends with your other ops to beef you. Mad. And they're in different spheres. That's like if I'm a flipping rapper, yeah, and there's a footballer that hates me and a rapper that hates me, and they're both linking up to beef me because they think, yo, he's getting too powerful.
That's crazy.
That's literally essentially what it is. And Yeah, he's been building support in all these avenues, doing interviews. At one stage, they tried to exile him, and
didn't he get nicked?
techie.
He got fisted up at one point. He was in hospital. Was it like he was seriously injured in hospital at one point? Am I wrong? And he killed his driver. Didn't that happen as well?
Yes. They've definitely tried to assassinate him, but it's essentially become too bait. So as the presidential election is coming up, what Museveni's done is he's cut the internet for the Ugandan people for 4 days.
Crazy.
Because essentially, you see what happened in Nigeria with the NSAS movement.
Yeah.
He didn't want to see a repeat of that with Uganda, which is basically the ability for them to broadcast any brutality going on, any voter fraud, any election rigging. So the internet was cut like completely. This is a mad thing. Like, imagine last election year, Boris Johnson thinking, "Yo, that Corbyn guy, he's causing a serious problem," and he just cuts off the internet. Like, and then police are just on the streets doing whatever they want, whatever fuckeries, any of this. That's essentially what happened. Nuts. Nice. So anyway, the preliminary voting results are coming in, and the very early ones, Bobbi Wine is thrashing Museveni on a mad thing.
Well, whitewash thing.
Bro, he's killing it, which shows that Ugandan people are generally obviously really tired of him. Now, what's weird is we will never know the truth of what the votes were, because there was no independent adjudicators from outside of the country applied, even though they were asked for. The UN has not got involved. South Africa, Congo, Tanzania, like any of the nearby or neighbouring countries have not got involved. Any of the other East African countries, obviously they all have a lot of their own stuff going on, but places like Somalia, Mauritius, like all these nearby places, they're not getting involved, bro. Like, everyone's just like, yo, handle your shit.
What do you think stopping them from getting involved? Is it just that they've have their own issues, or?
I think when you deep Uganda's neighbouring countries, and the countries nearby, they're all going through their own shit, bro. They're all going through their own shit. So I think it's one of those where it's like we got Sudan one side, Kenya another side, Tanzania.
Oh, it's peak.
Bro, they're all going through their own stuff. So it's like, I think Uganda would be looking to essentially like South Africa and Zimbabwe to get involved and look across, but it's a bit further. So they're probably thinking like, yo, this don't really concern us. And it's like, the UN definitely, as soon as the internet was cut, the UN 100% should have stepped in, just to see that a democratic election went through. Like, we will never know the truth of the voting results, and I don't know if Bobbi Wine won or not, because we won't know, because whatever happened to those votes, they've probably long been burnt, bro. They're probably gone. Yeah. But to make it bookier, and the reason why I do think he 100% won, is Bobbi Wine's compound was seized on the day of the election.
Yeah, I saw that they basically didn't put him on a house arrest, but they surrounded his compound, so his personal security can't really leave. I saw that he had to send his children away. Like, I think it's so booky, because when I clock, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that I think it's like 80% of Ugandans as of maybe like 2018, 2019 were under the age of 40. So it's quite a young nation. So obviously they've grown up with this Museveni character. That's all they've known, innit? But now my man's invigorated them. New energy, new lease of life. I'm like, he's gonna win, bro. But it's not. Bro. It's not gonna be easy.
And he's a 38-year-old man, from the ends. Like, he's called he was called the ghetto president, bro. Yeah. That's how I knew him, the ghetto president. Like, he's about, like I said, my cousin's being come up trying to go bars. They're taking me out to bars and there. Bro was about, bro. Like, he's a real guy of his ends. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they really, really liked him, and he's got the fastest growing political party they've seen in Uganda for years, bro. Yeah. He's dead in the idea, like, most of the national leaders have had a military background, but he's the only one who hasn't. Museveni's been in power since 1986, bro. That is, yes, it's over 30 years now, no?
86? Disgusting. Bro, he's giving me Robert Mugabe vibes.
He's moving mad.
Yeah, I think, but that old generation's like, slowly but surely is going to fade out. Yeah. It's just that 100%. The next phase is going to be, I don't think it's going to be a smooth transition, innit? So, like, God willing, because I believe in Bobbi Wine. Obviously, my information and knowledge on it is limited. You probably know a lot more than I do, having family there, being from there, having people on the ground. But I just like to see young people taking charge and saying, we're going to stand up against this corruption. Of course, there are things that have been done to us as a nation, from the powers that be, Eastern, Western powers, whatever. But there's stuff we can do for ourselves to ensure that our futures are better, innit? So yeah, man,
100%.
I'm all for him, bruv. Like, he's got a black wife and that, enough pickney as well, bruv. Then like, free my boy Bobbi Wine, man. I don't want to see him go outside and then kill him off.
It's crazy. Let me give you some more info on that. So basically, the internet shut off was till Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
He's still on lockdown. Police are outside his yard. Apparently, they're not letting them get food in or out. I don't know if they're trying to starve them. My mum actually called me today, and she was like, "Yo, I think there's an assassination plot on Bobbi Wine. Like, Museveni's been in Sudan for the last few days, hiding out with all these girls. Like, he's not a serious guy. But
wait. What the president's in Sudan with things?
Yeah, bro.
At his age.
At his age.
I mean,
but he's got a wife. This is the thing. He's got a wife. Like, and he's like, bro, it's mad. And the mad thing is, yeah. So my mum was saying like, people saying there's going to be an assassination plot on his life in the next 2-3 days. And I was like, Mum, like, because obviously I used to work at the Bees. My mum was like, who can you tell that can put this on news? I was like, Mum, I can't do anything about this to put it on news.
Oh wait, Mumsy wants you to get this on BBC and that.
Yeah, I was like, if there's no proof, I can't do nothing. Mum. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like she was saying, like, call up your journalist friends. I'm like, Mum, if there is no concrete evidence, I can't do anything. Like, I can't go to BBC News and be like, yeah, you have to slap this on the 6 o'clock tonight. Like, do you know what I'm saying? But
big up Mumsy though. She's moving like a true WhatsApp mum. I love that.
Bro, 100%. But it's a peak situation, man. I hope they free up Bobbi Wine. I hope any attempt on his life is faltered, and I hope I'd love African countries to step in and to do something. But I know there's a lot of corruption going on in Africa anyway. So if it takes foreign interference from like the UN, this is why the UN exists. I don't understand what the UN do anymore. Like when I was a kid, yeah, I used to look up to Kofi Annan so much. That was his name, innit?
Yeah.
The Director General. I used to look up to him bare, and I used to think, I would love that job. But now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, what do the UN actually do, bro? Because I'm just seeing hella election fraud and like tyranny and all of this stuff, yeah. And the UN are like, do you know what? Yeah, it's mad, but we can't do nothing about that. And I'm thinking, bro, like, what actually is your job, like?
Yeah, they're just there for vibes. I'm with you though. I would like to see more African nations step in, but two things: a lot of the countries, like I said, that surround Uganda are in a dire situation, and then someone like Museveni has been in power so long, he's probably got bare political allies and man that are doing probably the same, if not worse, in their own countries. They're not going to see any wrong in that. They're going to support him, innit? So it's one of those things where you have to either kill him off or he just dies out naturally. Like you said, he came into power off the back of like, I'm not going to be a tyrant, and Donny eventually lived long enough to become a villain himself, innit? So that's why I find it so sad. But what do you think, just in closing, what do you think we can do in the UK to keep the pressure on and like turn up the volume a bit in regards to this situation?
Boy, amplify any posts you see about it, share them, put it on your Twitter, on your Instagram, make it so you see with NSARS, rest in power to everyone who lost their life on, I believe, 20th of October, Lekki Bridge. I want to see all nations, and I actually want to see this across the world, if I'm honest, starting with Africa, that if you know there's corruption going on in your country, you need to amplify it so that other people step in and it becomes such a worldwide conversation that the rest of the world's like, cool, like, this can't keep going on. Yeah. That's what we need. And just share every post, man. Amplify every voice. Anytime you see a fuckery going on and you think it can be stopped, share what you can that you think will help. No, I wouldn't say like necessarily give money to like random places unless you know where it's going, innit? Because even me, I'm Ugandan, and when I want to do stuff in Uganda, I don't just send money like to anyone, any which way. I look at places where it can be tangible. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say just like, find a charity thing that says they're going to donate. Don't do that. Find people you trust who you know are on the ground, or find stuff you can send and do that. But yeah, so it's a mad thing right now. It's mad because there's so much going on with the pandemic. It's like I sometimes forget, like for like a couple hours, what's going on in Uganda, and then it comes back to me, and I'm like, raw, like. Yeah, no.
It's only because like obviously Bobbi Wine just popped up maybe like a year and a half ago. Like this guy has an interesting life. Don't he come from music, from the roads, from the ghetto, whatever, and he kind of like is a symbol of hope, innit? You know, so I would love to see him get into power in it. But before we let you go, you've had some good news. Obviously, For our regular listeners, your familiar voice, No Signal's very own NS10v10. You've got a new podcast launching, or it's possibly launched already. Please let the people know what that is, what it's about, and where to find it.
Launching tomorrow, international clearance with my Brody, Joe Walker. Bro Walker, you already know the settings. We're talking football. To all the listeners Off the Cuff, if you always wonder about what happens to people who are from England, born in England, but go abroad to play ball and how they find it, we're just interviewing ballers like that. Like, if you know any, please tell them to reach out. If you are one, get involved. It's not about the level they play at in it. It's just about the fact that they do it. That's what we find sick. Like, we just want to get to know, because it's so interesting, man. Like, we always look at ballers as like, did they make it here, and how they doing in League One and League Two and all these other tiers of English football. But there's so many ballers who go abroad, and I think that journey is just mad. It was Joe's idea, and he brought it to me. I said, Joe, you've got a banger. We've got another one. We've got another one with this one, bro. So yeah, we're moving. It launches tomorrow. Episode 1 out now. First guest.
And who's your guest? First guest?
I can actually tell you this exclusive, because by the time these lot hear this,
it'll be out.
It'll be Peter Ramage. He played for Palace.
Okay.
And he's played for Newcastle, but he also played for Kerala Blasters in India.
Wow.
And he played over in Florida in the US, I believe. So yeah, he's a proper baller. Like, he's done it all, bro. Top flight in 3 leagues.
That's sick. Listen, Scully, I really appreciate your input and sharing your time with us. But let the people know in terms of your socials where they can find you and interact, and hopefully we can get you on a sofa soon as well.
Come on, man. Find me at Is That Scully, ISTHATSCULLY. Hella Works running this year. You're going to see me everywhere. Big up Off the Cuff worldwide. And remember, do not forget, Van's watch. We're not slowing down, You're saying he's off on annual leave, but I know what he's up to,
Come on.
Annual leave, I see him.
Annual leave, you know the vibes.
Love.
All right, Scully, my bro, I'm going to shout you, man. Love and respect.
Love,
Come on, big up Haich, big up Alex.
Love, G.
Love. Hey, my boy Scully, you know.
Yeah, he's got bars, man.
Scully's too funny, bruv.
What's a Vannual leave?
Vannual leave, you know. That's the title of this episode.
Vannual leave. Oi.
Niggas just be dropping gems.
He's got bars. I'll give it.
Yeah,
to
he's got bars, man. But yeah, no, we I really hear what you're saying. I think that's probably the easiest thing we can do in the UK is just to amplify those voices and share and spread any credible sources we see that have things to say in regards to the Ugandan election.
And yeah, what I want to say on that quickly as well. Yeah, if I see some things online sometimes, and the NSARS thing opened my eyes to it. Just because it doesn't affect you directly doesn't mean that you can't share it or show a bit of compassion or empathy. Like, just because I'm not from Caribbean and there's a storm or something doesn't mean I'm not going to show empathy. Like, people need to just be a bit more careful. And also, misinformation, don't, cut that out. It's a very, we joke about it, the WhatsApp auntie, it's very bad. Yeah. Very, very bad. So yeah, just show a bit of empathy and just be careful in what you share. But yeah, man, we're all here for the greater good.
No, yeah, man. Unfortunately, I haven't done enough research in regards to what happened to this guy, Mahmoud Hassan, that died at the hands of the police. I don't know if you have a bit more information, we could talk about it now.
I have what you have. Yeah. I just know he went into custody and he didn't come out alive. Yeah. For me,
well, he came back, went home.
Oh yeah, then he passed away.
But apparently, like, bite marks, loads of, like, I don't know if it's puncture wounds, bruises on the body. Like, his interaction with the police and how his body looked, that shouldn't have been what happened to him. So, I want to spin the block on that properly next week. So please hold me to that. I'll do some more due diligence.
Rest in power,
and so much stuff happening. There was something in Belgium, a young Irish guy. There's been loads of things happening with regards to police deaths and just our interaction with them and people losing their life consistently that just they weigh heavy on the heart. We come when we have these chats. I want to have the banter. I want to joke. I want to vibe my people. Sometimes it's just a place for me to let loose and express, but I don't want to lose that core and essence of, like, we need to kind of speak out and stand in the gap for our people.
I think it's too upsetting, man.
Yeah, no, bro, it almost makes you so annoyed you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, like, my face changed. Like,
you feel kind of powerless. It's like, if I was to say what I really want to do, podcast ended. You can't say what you really want to do. But my thing is, how do they go about doing that and not expecting that to be the feeling of the people? Like,
but bro, do you know what it is? Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, see these people in power, bro. The disregard for black lives in general, bro, because Mahmoud is black, bro. You know what I'm saying? So Somali, but family's black, African.
He's a black man.
Yeah, he's a black man. So my point is, the disregard for black lives is It's so crazy, bro, that they think they can do anything and get away with it. Like, anything can run in their eyes. Nothing is off limits. Nothing is too far, fam. And it's come from, we've seen in history, we've seen what happens to black people, fam. It proper gets to me. Like, I'm so powerless. I can't go and fight every officer in Cardiff now. Like, I can't do that. And just gonna go jail. If all of us fight, we're just gonna go jail, bro.
To lose the situation.
So it just feels mad, fam. It just feels mad.
But to counter that, I don't know if is it Malcolm X's speech where he says there are no revolutions without bloodshed. Like, some blood will be. I'm not saying you've got to go and sacrifice life, but that is the horrible truth, the necessary evil that, like, people have died so we can enjoy certain
Peace
things.
never won nothing.
Yeah. So it's like something has to happen. You know?
Something has to give, fam.
You know, and maybe it may have to be metaphorical blood where we keep our foot on the neck politically, but it seems that, and I don't want us to be exhausted, but it seems sometimes that, like, we've tried every possible avenue. We've done the peace thing, and peace never gets us far. Like, it was it yesterday before we were recording anniversary of Martin Luther King's death, and every year he gets heralded as the non-violent man of peace. But what did you do to the man of peace? You killed the man of peace.
And that Martin Luther King thing is not even real, by the way, because he told everybody to go and fight. That's not even.
They bastardized his speeches. They remixed the kind of message behind what he said. Later in his life, he started saying slightly different things. And apparently, when he used to go on his marches, there was man them on with him with stuff on them. Like, they were ready for every eventuality, innit? Like, and there are different methods to, like, politically get your point across, innit? You know, but he wasn't this timid, docile, puppy dog figure that they try and make him out to be. I mean, history is trying to try to put Martin against Malcolm, but, like, at the core of them, they were kind of singing off the same hymn sheet. You know, so